Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. My name is Nilaus, and we're back here with our glorious Let's Play, and we are back on Novice. That's where we kind of left off. We've been working on some spaceships. That was in the previous video. Thank you very much for your support. Just a short note on that. There's been a ton of good comments in the comment section and the Discord, so thank you very much for that. I have tried to correct all the mistakes like missing recipes and misaligned inserters and stuff like that. Try to fix all of it, made some slight improvements here and there, and the blueprint is of course updated. So what we're going to do today is we are going to Fulgora. Well, this is not Fulgora. No, but we made these biolabs at the end of the last Let's Play episode, so I wanted to make sure that we actually implement them because they are twice as effective. If I built a little design here, this is just belt base, feeding it in, going up here. The beautiful thing about this blueprint and this design here is that it tiles both in one direction and in the other direction. So in a little location here we can have 48 of these blocks. I am also using my newly acquired rare productivity 3 modules, which are absolutely ridiculously effective. They are giving plus 16% productivity. I love it, and that means we are getting here, each of these have 64% productivity, and it can get even better because I have 2 of those epic modules. So the 2 epic modules means that it now bumps up to 70% here. Yummy. And we're also marked the other ones here to upgrade, so that when I'm away they will upgrade themselves. And when I'm bringing science in here on these lines, there we go, we have science. These ones are not only a more higher productivity because they have 4 module slots instead of 2. They also only consume half as much science, so we should see our science spike. Oops. Here I really love this this little graph. I think this graph will be the one that we use for sort of saying science per minute. Boom, this is what it is. Look at that, science per minute. 180, that's amazing. Now this is gonna be fine. We're not gonna be upgrading our science production here on Novice at all. We're simply gonna be making it, it's just gonna be what it is because we don't really need that much. But what we do need is we need to get up into space. So let's ditch our items here. I've actually found that it's easier just to put things in here. That's just one click. And then we go up and hitch a ride to our new personal outer planet frigate. That is, we can call it, what should we call it? Before we drop to Fulgora, there's one more thing I want to show you about the ship. I did something that I didn't really like. Like configure these to also shoot while it was idle. I don't really want that anymore. Well, I want it only, well, yes, I do, but not this case. But I've added some more turrets here, so that the turret range is now reaching up to the middle here. And then I've also added some turrets down here, so that it reaches down towards the middle. So now we have turret coverage, except if it comes straight in right there. But then you can also just upgrade these to rare or uncommon quality, and then it works fine. Let's drop to the planets, and let me know in the comment section what a good name for a ship would be. Preferably a nice reference to some obscure science, obscure science fiction reference. Like obviously our freighter is going to be called the Canterbury because we'll probably forget about it and we have to remember the Kent. Let's do some train stuff here on Fulgora, because let's start by illustrating what I want. I want this planet to be exclusively working with rare quality, so I don't want to have like 135,000 red circuits. I want 1.4 advanced circuit. I want more of that and a lot less of all of that junk here. I want rare stuff. So we want to basically... What? How is that? Oh, right, that's because I just renamed it. Damn it. Don't want to rename it here. Rare. I want to get a lot more of this stuff, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to start by making a setup that exports the normal. Is normal a thing? Yeah, normal. Okay, export this, and then breaks it down. So basically, there are 2 ways to make rare red circuit, rare anything. There is taking the normal ones, breaking them down, and putting them back together. And in that process, you're going to lose a lot of resources, but when you break it down, you can get better resources, and then when you put it back together, you can roll the dice for getting better resources. The other one is you can also go, okay, if I want the rare versions here, I'm going to get some rare plastic, which I don't have. I'm going to get some rare coils, which I don't have, and I'm going to get some rare circuits, which I do have. So you can see which one option we want, and that is to take our red circuits and just break them down and build them up again. And that's going to be our objective in this episode. Let's do it for red circuits, because we can see the red circuits are the ones that we are struggling most with. What about, we actually have more blue than red, and that's because these modules, they take a lot more red circuits than they take green or blue. So we're going to be using more red circuits, and therefore red circuit is most important. First thing we want to do is make a train station. Okay, so first we need to get this one. So train station. We're going to make a train station, and I want to make it 1-4. So let's get some space here. And I want to make it very slim so that I can have train stations like this. 2, 3, not 4, I think. Not 4 in one, because I also need room for roboports. But that's basically the intention. And then I'm going to be curving up. That curves up at this point. Let's see what it would look like when 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the end of the line. Here, here, and that means it can curve from here. That's interesting. There, that's better. That's one off from the side, and that's one off from the side. That's pretty good, I think. Yep, let's do that. Now, what am I going to do here? Well, to be honest, I'm just going to be making... Yeah, why do we not have this? Do we not have it, or is it not coming in? Okay, it's on the way. And what about you? You're also on the way. Okay, I was just kind of worried. We want to just request stuff inbound. And what are we going to request? I need this modularized. So the first thing I need is also to say, don't use all of it. So if we have exporting red circuits, then let's make sure that we don't take the last red circuit. Not that it's ever going to happen, but let's try to make sure that we don't do that. That means we should hook it up to some wiring that will monitor the logistics network, but I'm not hooking up to the logistics network right now. I'm just hooking up to something that is a dummy, because I don't want to be actually requesting anything here. So I'm going to be saying this is representing our logistics network, and we only have 1, 2, 3. There you go. Whatever. There. That's how much we have in the logistic network, which means that we should not request it. But it gives us an indication here. So I'm going to enable when the amount of red circuits is greater than 10,000. That seems like a good number. That's 50 stacks. 50 stacks retained is a nice little buffer here. Good. So what are we going to request? We are going to request 2 stacks. Like that. But it's not coming in because it should be disabled by control behavior. Perfect. And then we can do that. All right. And then if I get this one up and get it higher, then these will activate and they'll be coming in. Good. We want more of that. Yeah. And then we need to connect them. Good. So these are all coming in. That's perfect. Now, what else are we going to do? We're going to be setting a train station here. And that train station will be basically like this, but I'll call it... Oh, that's not actually going to be called that. It's... There. Let's just call it the name because it's a loading station. Yeah, and we might load this other places as well. There we go. So that's going to be the name of it. And then we want to... We don't want to set up train limits. Well, we do want to set up train limits. We just want to set it up to 1 for train limit. That's it. And we don't want to set priority. And this one should just always be active and just get a train in here. So the last thing we want is actually a little fuel supply here. The funny thing is, like, I really want to make something cool and awesome and advanced for the train network, the new train network, but it's honestly, it's just not needed. Like, this is going to do exactly what we want. This is just a station. It requests stuff when there's an abundance and there's a train waiting, and then we can request that train if it's available, then it'll come. If it's not available, then it'll just be idle and or be waiting to be filled up. Super simple. Now, doing this for many other iterations is kind of boring. So let's make a little blueprint of this and modularize it. So let's do that. What I want to say is this is going to be our parameter, and the 400 is how much we request. That is a parameter, and I'm going to be saying this is 2 stacks of the parameter p0 underscore s times 2. I know it's. I think this is too advanced. Like, why p0 underscore s? Like, come on, just I don't know. Drop down, click on the variables you can choose, or something like that. This is way too programming-ish. So the other one will be, this is the maximum stack, and that will be, again, PO underscore S, the stack size, times 50. I said 50 stack size. Did it work? And that should be it, because this parameter is also in the train station. That means the train station should also change name. This one will then be getting some icons. That I will be saying that it's a request.chest, and that it is parameterized. There. Perfect. That's going to be our blueprint. Let's see if it works. And we're going to be building it here. I'm going to then do... Let's do the same thing for greens. And let's do the same thing for... Oh no. Oh, funny how that just got a little bit in here. Oh. This one is not working because it's done that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, like, if I'm going to do green, red, and blue, then there's no way I'm going to do that. Okay, but it works. It works, except for the fact that somehow the request activates before the circuit condition activates. So somehow they get one little tick inbound, and then they can connect it like this, and then it connects up to this network where I would also then have a mount. Okay, let's build this as a proper train station. This is our station. We have built a few of those. These are made from the blueprint, and they are basically just these are taking blue, reds, and greens, and the same blue, reds, and green, but also in uncommon quality. And then I put a little display out here, which is completely useless because I can't see a damn thing what's going on. So that's not really useful. I put it down and meticulously built it. It's also in the blueprint book, but I mean, are you gonna look at this and going, I can't see what the hell's going on? So we're just gonna say, yeah, that's probably fine. Also, what I did, a change, is to set them up to be a generic instead. So now what we need to do is make a remote factory. That's also really interesting, to make a remote factory. We just need to choose somewhere that is not inside our robot network, but is inside our train network. So this one is kind of like a nice medium-sized small one, maybe. So we should be able to get 3 trains in here, and then make a little factory. We want to make it as small as possible, but big enough. So let's do the infrastructure to get this little island ready. So we've now built our little infrastructure location here. What I've built is a little bit simple and a little bit too simple probably. And I'd love to have your feedback on it, but I'm probably going to be changing it a million times anyway. So what I have is, well, first of all, I should probably just link that one in here. And also these two should also be linked. There we go. So basically what I have is now a loading location here, which will be loading exclusively, well, I can't even see what it's loading. It's trying to load some advanced circuits. Awesome. Advanced circuits goes in here, and that will just have a train, and when the train is full, it can leave to somewhere to go back and then just drop off all of our glorious red circuits. Now, here are the concerns, or basically, let's just see what we're getting in. We're basically getting in, again, I can't see it. I can see we're getting reds and quality red, or uncommon reds. So that's what we want to get in here and drop off. We're going to be dumping it in here, and then we're going to be reprocessing it. The issue though is, what about all the epic stuff and eventually the legendary stuff? We're not going to have a train that just transports epic stuff, but we definitely need like a train station for doing legendary stuff or that kind of thing. So if I'm and go here, then you can see I can put one in, and I think I need to do like a generic stuff that just takes like random crap that I don't want to be processing here. So that means like epic plastic and stuff like that, and just throwing it back eventually once in a while, which I think is going to be an interesting thing to do as well. I don't even know if we can. Well, we can reach it. We can't link it in here. Yes, we can. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Good old rail planner, right? There we go. Yeah, okay, so that is absolutely something we can do as well if we want to have a train station here. So let me see, what would this train station be like? So we're gonna have a train station like this. This is a random icon, that just means like anything else. And what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that it requests all the epic stuff that we get, because the epic stuff is the stuff we don't want to recycle, but anything else we want to recycle and upcycle. But we're not going to get a lot of epics, so having a dedicated build for it. So what we'll have here is basically a train that goes back and forth, and probably goes back and forth between all these different stations. And then maybe maybe I should monitor how much I have in this box, and then when it has something, then something that is the minimum stack size, which is 100 of these things, times the train station size. So that means that when we have 4,000 items, get here. That's probably like an easy way to do this. So what we do is we do an arithmetic one that basically takes anything we have in these and each, and then outputting it as a number. Or actually, and outputting it as that one multiplied by 1 there. So that means if we have random stuff in here, then whatever the stack size is, there we go, there, it'll just multiply it and it'll be 170 in total. Great. So once that is number is, I don't know, it should be I could like do it really advanced, like go through each one, find the stack size, find the number, multiply, get all the stuff. It's just not necessary, because if it has too much, then it just goes another round. If it has too little, then it just comes here and just unloads. And then we need a here, which will just go in and say if this number, was it just a? No, it's just that funny signal. That one is greater than, let me just say 4,000, because that's basically what we can have here. Then send an input of L there, and you are going to be set up to receive a train station limit of L. So now it's not active, and I also need a signal here to see that it is actually active. Now I'll just go in here and say when L is equal to 0, then that should be a green color. Great. So that means we now have the trains in and out. Now we need to figure out what the hell are we actually supposed to do here, and what are we going to do with the space we have available. First of all, let's put some robots in here. They might be useful, coming in handy. What is it actually we want? We want to do a lot of processing here. So remember, can't use any speed modules. And the other one is, let's use the quality modules for majority of what we have. So we need to basically get all the stuff we get from these locations here, get that destroyed. And now I'm thinking, that would be a lot better to do with a belt-based design than it would be with a bot-based design, because it's just like large quantities. Yeah, don't think that's a feasible solution though. With regards to processing, it's really difficult to come up with sort of a finite solution, but there are many ways to do this. Basically, I want to take my red circuits in, the normal and uncommon, and I want to process them through here. Then I want to, oh, this one should not be like that. It should also be only normal. There. Then it goes in here, gets processed, and if it is a normal item, it goes back in the loop. If it is a rare item, it continues. And then I was thinking, you know, should I then make boxes like this for every single item? But ultimately, since it's a robot base and I want to take anything that is not done here, I want to reprocess it. Then honestly, why do I need this? Shouldn't I just be like making storage? Just put things into storage and that's fine. Everything into storage, and there might even be more, but just the idea of everything needing to go into storage, I can also do that. That helps with sort of mixing it up so they can easily take on the first side, but that looks awful, doesn't it? It does. Anyway, this should be enough to just pick up whatever comes on the belt. And then we just have it in storage, unmarked storage, because we want to process it afterwards. Should we try sort of making it just at least this part and see how that works? The issue with starting it up right now is that then everything else, as soon as I start something, then it works. You know what? I kind of want to continue on the design aspect of it. So we keep this one because it takes forever to make. Then basically, what is it we want to make here? Like it's really simple. I think. We want to make two things. That's not one of them. This one is one of them. The uncommon one. And we want to make the rare one. I'm using Shift, Alt, and scroll wheel to change the recipe here. And these will have... Yeah, they'll have... let's go to map view. They will have... Here. There. And then we just request it into these. Should I make some star shapes? Or should I make... I think I should make some star shapes. Here. And that will just basically be requesting and active providing, actually. Active providing. That'll go. They're not going to be super fast because I'm not going to get beacons in. And because, well, beacons destroy quality. Man, there are just a lot of comments on the... on Reddit about like, oh, why I built this and it ran for 100 hours. Why am I not getting anything? Well, good. And no unfortunate rotational symmetry. That's perfect. Thank you for making 4x4. Beautiful. There we go. And what I've now done is I have set up that this, I'm just taking the ingredients from each of these and then going in here and multiplying them by 10. That's a decent number. I don't think it needs to be more if we have enough. Oh. It's the same size as the Roboport. Huh. That's interesting. That can't be... that can't be something... That can't be a bad thing. Let's do that. Okay, so this is definitely a thing. I'm just going to still put it up here. Okay, so this is basically the build that we want, and then we don't know how many builds we want. We just need some. And of course, like getting this out on the belt and going in here might be a better option, but then I need to have different options. I was sort of really keen on how small I needed to make it, but I don't think I needed to make it as small as I've set it up here. Let's make a few of these and then get ready to load things in. So we've now built our little weird little setup. I don't know if I like it or not, but I think it's interesting. Just a little flower here and a little flower there as well. And then I built an extra one just for the epic ones, which probably won't be relevant, but hey, it's an option. So now we need to make some trains. Obviously we don't have fuel here, so that's kind of useless to put that in. We'll be getting the fuel back at the other location, at least for now. Oh, it's trash and requested. Okay, so let's get some trains inbound. Since I don't have any fuel, then we're going to have to do it from another place. Back here, that's also where they are going to be starting from. We don't have a way to get things back again. But I don't think that matters very much, do I? Alright, so let's go somewhere where we can put up a train. We're just going to use this as our location for building the train. Let's start by just assigning it to a new group. What is it going to be? It's not going to be scrap. It's just going to be more of a generic one. So that one. We'll hope that works. Then we need to set up the train schedule for this. What is it going to do? It is going to get to a station like that. That's just one of these loading stations. Then it's going to wait until it is full. And then it's going to go to an unloading station. No, then it should have an interrupt that says basically when it is full, go to a station that is available. And what did I name them? That's just unload. Actually, I really want to send... I want to have them generic for, or specific for each planet. There, unload, and then a box. That one, so I know. There. And what is the condition? The condition is that we have it cargo. Full cargo? Nope. I want it specifically item count because then I get the... Oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, yeah. I want full cargo. And item count of this one is greater than 0. Right, so we know what it is. And then you're going to go to a station. And that station is called... Depending on what... Ooh. How am I not able to define the station name? I solved the issue by making a dummy station that we can then go to. And then we'll go there until empty cargo. There we go. That should maybe work. I have no idea. And I'm going to take this empty cargo out, and we're just going to get it. Actually, I'm going to hitch a ride, and it's going to go to one of the wrong stations, right? All right, we have a train station or a train ready. We have some of these being loaded here. And I've also set them all to manual run because I didn't want them to leave by themselves. Not that they're going anywhere, but I want to see that the first one that it actually works. So let's try this one and seeing how it works. Oh, it automatically goes to the correct station. Lovely. Let's just dare ourselves to set the other ones to enabled as well. What? Because that doesn't exist. I mean, I know that. That's okay. And you are also going to complain because that station doesn't exist. But we'll get it. We'll get it eventually. I hope. And we're going to get the station inbound. So what will happen now? Well, the last of these robots will go in, and I will then stop requesting robots. That's going to be it. So they go in and get stored. Yes. Then, oh, here's a thing we forgot. We forgot to add this and this. Yeah. So these will go into each of these locations. There we go. And they will hopefully start processing. I don't know if this is going to be enough processing, otherwise we just double it. That's just how things work. And you can see that they are not really getting in. Why are we not getting inbound here? Is it because this is a slow process? Kind of almost looks like it's stalling. Almost looks like it's stalling, right? Almost. There. Getting another one. And we probably at this point, how many do we have? Did we get like a random number? 14. What arbitrary number that is. Let's at least get 16 then. So here we are. We are actually processing this pretty well, I think. And I think that one is necessary as well. There we go. Just small things to make things that sure that it flows properly, because it has a tendency to pick from the close-up out. What we can see now is, oh, look at that. Something is just getting, okay, we get iron plates. Oh, when we recycle green circuits. Yeah, I don't want that. We definitely don't want to just keep that disappearing. So let's look at this logistics area right now. Obviously, we don't have any of the good stuff, but we do have 25,000 and 20,000. Okay, well, that's actually a thing as well, obviously. So if we look at this in our overlay, we can see that we are getting too many greens. That's obviously not a surprise, and we're probably not having enough of the blue ingredients to keep all these flowing. That is my guess. Yeah, we don't have anything stockpiled, but if we look at all of this, do we have things stockpiled? Yes, we do have things stockpiled. So these are continuously working, and basically, anything that, yeah, anytime these output some greens, green quality, then they will just be recycled. But anytime they output some red quality, then they go back here. How much do we have? We actually made 640. It's not a lot. Maybe we did need 4 trains for this, because that needs 32,000. But hey, when we get 34, oh my god, why? Why? More. So this is the final setup. I made a few adjustments to try to balance out a little bit on the ratios. What we now have, if you look at the map view, it's probably easier. You can see that we have only a single one making the epic ones. We have 8 making the blue, the rare ones, and then we have 24 making the uncommon ones. And I think that's probably a good ratio. We can't really make more, not because we don't have more space. We actually do have a little bit more space, but basically because we don't have enough space for accumulators. The accumulators are, at this point, I think they're pretty well balanced towards exactly what we need. We can also see that things are coming in. We have now gotten 3.3k of this, maybe being a little bit ambitious about having a full train of 32,000, but hey, ambition is good. And what do we have in the logistics network? We can see that we're still accumulating a lot of this, so we should actually make more uncommon assemblers, because this seems to be still going upwards. The red ones, or the rare ones, the blues, they are disappearing, so not a problem. We can also see that we are getting some iron parts, and well, these iron plates here and the copper plates will accumulate over time unfortunately. But that's just how it is. Yeah, I think that if we look at it, there are some things that really shouldn't have slipped through, but that's just, they got through. It works really well. Maybe a few more of these little flowers would be beneficial. I don't know if that's a good idea to just stamp them down randomly. There and there would be nice, and yeah, there and there would be nice. Now I'm using the rare version of this, which might be a little bit over ambitious because this is like one of many things, but I really want to be able to build all of these things, and we are probably running out. Yeah, we're running out of modules, but we'll get those. We'll just zoom out and get those. You can use the uncommon ones, or you can use the normal ones. If you don't have anything else, then use those instead. There we go. And then I can. Okay, one of them is complaining. Okay, that one still is complaining a little bit. There, and then I can use this to upgrade so that they have something, but they'd want to get something better if they can. Great, so we have a little collection of flowers that is happy, and then we'll be sort of scaling up. We can try, maybe, can we look at production stats to look at here? Let's see. What are we producing? Search function. Advanced circuits. And let's look at the last 10 minutes. Advanced circuits, 128 per minute is pretty good, but we're also producing quite a lot of the other ones. But once we produce more of this, then we'll also be subsequently produce more advanced circuit. There we go. So this design is pretty simple, and it works for, we can set it up for red circuits or for green circuits as well. We can set it up for low density structures. We cannot exactly set it up for blue circuits because blue circuits need some sulfur inbound, which we don't really have easily available here, or sulfuric acid. We could import some sulfur from Gleba, but that's getting a little bit more into one of the upcoming projects, the interstellar logistics scaling up. But this is a pretty cool build, I think, and it certainly does some cool things of getting us more of these beloved red circuits. Now we just need to have a place to get it back, and then we can also just take a look at how scaling works on Volcanus, because that definitely needs some love there as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. We're playing a little bit more with the train system. We're playing a little bit more with the scaling up. Of course, I think this could also be, well, this could also be made as belt mechanics, and maybe they'll use a little bit less power. But it's so easy to set up with robots, and since the robots are constrained in their own network on the island, then I think there's a strong advantage to using robots for this kind of build. So, I hope it was inspiring and interesting. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching and following along. I will see you guys here on YouTube or Twitch. Until then, take care and stay effective.